The real wait was Terry Black's barbecue.
Oh my God.
That was what we came there for, largely most excited for in terms of food. And dude, so let's just set the groundwork here. There's no parking, pretty much at all.
Yeah, they have the tiniest little parking lot you've ever seen in your life, and it fills up in maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah, because we went on a Saturday night, so it was busy. So we parked. We parked at the Whataburger, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
And that was about a couple of blocks down from the Terry Black's. So we parked at the Whataburger, walked to Terry Black's. The line was outside the front door, wrapping through the lane of, like, the walk-through lane where you would find a chair, and slightly out onto the parking sidewalk.
Right.
So it was full line. I would say we got through all of it in maybe 20 minutes.
It was pretty quick.
It was moving pretty quick.
Well, as we come to find out, it's all just almost not self-service, but you walk up.
It's pre-made. Just scoop it into a thing and give it.
Yeah, you walk up and you go, mac and cheese. And they go, yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. So it was quick. Now, we had planned ahead of time what we were going to get and the price. And there was a small family bundle for $150. And that came with a lot of food. But as far as bang for buck goes, it was better than getting what we wanted separately.
Right. That was the idea.
Right. So we get to the sides where we get 5 of them. And we get those 5 sides on a tray and realize immediately.
Well, what we realize, at least for me, what I'm realizing when I'm handed this tray of 5 pints of sides is that we could split that and be cool.
Totally sufficient. We could have a meal off of these 5 sides and be full.
Yeah.
So immediately we are like, and then we have to add 3 pounds of meat onto that. So immediately after we get this tray full of sides, which was quite freaking heavy, mind you, because it was 5 pints, we are just like, we messed up.
Done it now.
We messed up.
This is the consequence of gluttony. This is what Jesus warned about.
Exactly. This is gluttony. This is what would get us sent to hell. Jesus would condone this. Not condone this. He would do the opposite of that. He would not condone this. This is just pure gluttony. Nothing more to say about it. And so we're carrying this tray. We get up to the meats, and we want brisket, rib, and beef.
Chopped beef.
Mm-hmm. Pound of each.
Yeah.
Which a pound of chopped beef is a lot of beef, by the way. If you've seen like a standard tray guy, it's one of those little these little tray guys, like a concession stand hot dog tray.
So it was filled that plus like an inch,
literally an inch of pile on top. It was a lot of beef. So we get that. We get the pound of brisket. We get the pound of rib. And as we're walking out, we know for sure that this is not going to be able to be done in one sitting.
No shot.
Not at all possible. So we get out. We set the food down. We what were the sides that we got? We got mac and cheese. We got cream corn.
We got 2 we got 2 pints of mac and cheese.
2 pints of mac and cheese. We got a pint of cream corn, a pint of green beans, and
Mexican rice.
A pint of Mexican rice. I mean, the Mexican rice was good. Rice can only be so good, but for rice, it was good.
It was a solid guy. It wasn't great. It wasn't anything to freak out about, but it was solid.
The rice was good. The mac and cheese, a little bit of the same story, but a little better. It was good mac and cheese.
It's not mac and cheese that I wouldn't go to I wouldn't go to Terry Black's
with the mac and cheese in mind.
For the mac and cheese. But if I'm going to Terry Black's for the meat and they say, you want a side of mac and cheese, I'm going to be like, yeah, dude.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it was good mac and cheese, but nothing insane. The green beans were surprisingly good.
They were solid.
Green beans were, I think, the best green beans I've had. They were crunchy. They were perfect temperature. They were long. They were, great green beans. Well seasoned, well salted.
It's one of them green beans. Really want to. You do this. People do this with veggies all the time, if they know what they're doing. It's one of those things that you take something that tastes all right. It's a veggie, and you make it something different. And what they did was they somehow cooked it to retain crunchiness, which is already a task.
Right.
And then you add on to it good onions, good seasoning. Now, the only complaint I had about it wasn't really a complaint, was that it was very onion forward, which made it difficult to eat.
The thing is, I liked that.
Yeah, to me, it was difficult to eat in large quantities. Which, if you're not a glutton, that's not a problem. But we happen to have large quantities.
Yes.
But other than that, Flavor Town, really good. That was a solid
green bean. So then we got to the cream corn. Now you and I, we didn't even go to this cream corn at first because, I mean, it's cream corn. It's, we've had cream corn before. We know what cream corn tastes like.
It's creamy corn.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
We didn't know what we were skipping out.
Yeah.
We didn't realize it. This was cream corn, unlike what you think cream corn is supposed to taste like. In the best way possible.
And I don't know how to explain what it tastes like. It was sweet.
It was pretty sweet.
It was very sweet.
It was creamy. The corn was still perfectly crunchy. It wasn't soggy corn.
Yeah, the corn was corn. It wasn't mushy, nothing like that. And it, like I said, it was thick too. It was a
thick cream. Yeah. The best cream corn I have ever had in my life. Like, I'm not a cream corn guy. I'm not. And that made me a cream corn guy. I'm a cream corn guy for that cream corn.
Yeah, I'll have to, I think I said, we'll have to try some cream corn before in another place and just see how it stacks up. Now that we have our measuring stick.
Now that we have like the benchmark of cream corn excellence, I'm now more open to trying cream corns elsewhere to see how disappointed I can be. So, but those aren't the star of the show. The star of the show is the barbecue, the meat.
Goodness.
So, brisket. We started with brisket. Oh my God. Wow. This was an unbelievable brisket. Like, if there was a hair the size of a human hair in front of me, and I had to split that hair, maybe it was a tiny bit dry.
Yeah, just a touch.
Just a touch.
And I said that too. I was just like, I've had a juicier brisket. However, even considering the flavor profile is insane.
It's so crazy, dude. The brisket was unbelievably good tasting.
I've had juicier brisket that didn't taste as good. Which is insane.
Right. That's usually you think of the juicier the better. But this was better and less juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get the juice back in there,
then it'd be life altering.
Might as well just
drop
dead at the table.
Right.
I mean, there's no reason to live anymore. You've had the best.
Yeah, we talked about opioids before and how it just fills every single happiness receptor you got. That's what that would be. So brisket, out of this world. The rib.
It was a solid rib.
Oh, man, dude. The rib was insane. The rib, definitely best rib I've ever had, without question. The flavor was like, if you get a rib from Chili's, it tastes good, right? It tastes good.
You taste it and you go,
that's a good rib.
That's a rib. It's good. I like it.
This rib, like, saturated the mouth with flavor.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was wild how good this thing tasted. It fell off the bone, didn't stick. It got it in big chunks. It was literally, in my opinion, the perfect rib. It was incredible rib.
I had nothing bad to say about that rib.
Nothing bad to say about the rib. And then the beef, overshadowed by the rib and brisket for sure.
Overshadowed, but solid.
It was good beef, good shredded beef. Chopped beef, yeah. It was good. It was
good. I had, spoiler alert, but we couldn't finish it. So we ended up taking some leftovers, and I had it the next day. Good on the reheat too.
Really?
Yeah, it was good on the reheat.
That's good. Beef is usually reheats pretty well in my experience. But yeah, it was very good beef. Like I said, I think rib and brisket is going to take over beef most of the time.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
For beef, it was still a pretty dang good beef. So, but me and Fish sat at a table.
Yeah.
But little did we know we weren't the only ones eating our food. The amount of birds that swooped in to get, honestly, more often than not, mac and cheese more than anything else.
I mean, I don't blame them.
I can't really blame them either. They freaking swoop in, grab the mac and cheese, and blitz so fast. No joke. There was 20 birds hovering the entire outside seating area. Dude. It was crazy.
We talk a lot about intelligence and how much an animal understands their actions.
Yeah.
And I would say that these birds understand what they're doing.
These birds have to know what they're doing. They don't care about like being near humans. They were totally down with being near humans.
Yeah.
Like definitely the chillest birds ever, but the reason is because of Terry Blacks. They wanted the Terry Blacks food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got their fill, plenty.
I think well, I got a bit of mac and cheese stolen. It was 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, you got a couple of macs.
It was gone. The first. Or was it twice? Because I told him I said fool me twice. Don't do that.
That's what it was. That's what it was said. Fool me twice. Don't do that.
And I remember because the first one, like I told you when we're sitting there, I didn't respect their game. I didn't respect it.
Yeah.
So
just stupid bird.
I didn't know that they could do it, and they got in there and they got out, and it was incredible. The second time though, I think I'm here. I'm right here, and the food and the mac and cheese right here. And then I'm looking at you over here. Mac and cheese just out of view if I look over at you. I glanced over at you a second or two, tops. And I looked back, and the birds came and went.
Yep. They know how to get in and out clean. They know when you're looking. They know your periphery. Like, these birds were smart. They, like, a dude could have his tray walking, like, actively moving and look away at someone behind him, and they will take that opportunity. Like they know when there is eyes on the food.
Yeah.
And they hang around like on the seat next to you, waiting for that moment.
As funny of an experience that is, they really ought to get like some netting up or something. I mean, shoot.
It's only a matter I can't fathom how many people have gotten bird shit in their food.
Oh my God.
Luckily that wasn't us.
That wasn't us. We just got bird beaks in our food.
Bird beaks, yeah. Bird beaks in the food. Yeah, they literally they were walking around like on the backrests of chairs with their mouths open. Like, yeah, they're looking at stuff around them. Dude. Yeah, the birds were insane. But back to the experience of the food, we couldn't finish it.
Yeah, no.
Not even. We got like we got all the brisket, we got all the rib, we got a decent amount of the mac and cheese and the beef and the cream corn.
Yeah.
We boxed up pretty much all the rice.
Yeah.
You got to eat your leftovers.
Yeah.
My leftovers, I didn't have any time to eat my leftovers until we were leaving to come back, and they just weren't going to survive in a 15-hour car drive back. So I had to throw away my leftovers. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That hurt, which probably eliminated the extra bang for buck that we got getting the family back.
I mean, I got my value out.
You got your value.
Because either way, I wasn't going to eat your portion, so I got my value. So I was cool, but you were stupid.
Right. Yeah. So definitely the best barbecue place I've ever been to. Terry Black's Barbecue in Austin.